Hello, well, YouTube, it's the one and only Icebound Glaceon, and apparently paddle boats are now a thing. uh, yeah. So free energy paddle boat with still somewhat decent steering because of obviously suspension glitches. Um, yeah, apparently this is a thing. It's kind of I don't know. So there were a few YouTubers. I don't know who is the person who originally found this, but they found that if you separated each paddle from its parent object, right, the game would calculate its collision or buoyancy with the water separately, right? So instead of having a solid paddle, right, you just have, well, this little setup here. Oh, and apparently I missed one. I'm going to have to fix that. I'll just do that right here. Doesn't even matter. So what they were doing is they're using pistons or suspension. And the only reason I don't want to use pistons or suspension is because when you let me just put that in inventory. No, let's do bubble. There we go. The only problem with doing it with pistons or suspension is when you rotate pistons or suspension with a lot of speed, they tend to expand, and we don't want that. So I figured, well, why don't we just why don't we just use bearings? So obviously you don't have to have four separate paddles for this. You could do just two paddles, one at the front, one in the back, or you could just have one paddle, or just one on each side, right? One on over there and one over here. Um, but yeah, and then you could just make your boat however you like, and yeah, this works pretty well actually. So obviously this isn't terribly fast. There are more efficient designs. This is just you know what I came up with. But the nice thing about this actually is you can actually make an amphibious vehicle with this. So like if I wanted to, I could actually go on land with this. With glow bugs and cow-powered vehicles, it's the collisions would eventually kill them. So you couldn't really do something like this. But with well, obviously this is gonna be pretty bad for a land vehicle, but we'll see. We'll see if it can get enough traction here. Yep. And obviously it's gonna go faster on land than it will in water. But yeah, this is a thing. Amphibious vehicles should not be a thing. And obviously, if I wanted to smooth out the paddles and everything to make it work better on land, I could. I could put something like I don't know. Let's grab a pipe piece. Usually works pretty well. We can grab stuff like these, and you can just put them on the ends, right? And that smooths it out already a lot. You'd be quite surprised how much something as simple as that just smooths out the ride. So we'll just add on these. Why not? It won't change anything other than how well it goes on land. But yeah, that is most definitely a thing. And also, if you're wondering how I'm placing all these blocks and stuff, it's survival creative mode. I don't know if you guys have ever, you know, modified your guys' games at all, but you can modify it, which is pretty nice. Basically, you just have to change if it checks to see if you're a developer or not. That's literally it. What I end up doing is I just put, if true, like literally the word true, then enable dev commands, and there you go, which is really, really nice. It's quite convenient for testing out things, because doing this in survival mode, which I've tested before, is not fun. Not at all. So I'm just going to rotate all these by one, well, not those ones, just every other one. We'll just, we'll do 180, 180, 180. Realistically, I only need to do 90, but it should be more than enough to just place these on top. Again, I'm just doing this for the wheels, quote unquote wheels. But as you'll see, it smooths out things quite a bit. And if I wanted to, I could throw suspension on it, but realistically, This is more than enough. Yeah, and then just go in the water, and there you go. I don't know why this works. Well, actually, I do know why this works, but yeah. As I said, it's calculating each object as it hits the water separately. And obviously, they're not going to rotate it all because we're using 2 bearings on each. And as I said, realistically, you only need to have either one gigantic paddle or one on each side. Because if you do one on each side, you could do some turning stuff, right? Using basic tank steering, right? So, and that would reduce the amount of bearings, which reduces the amount of leg, which is always nice, which also means you don't need as high of a tier of controller if you're doing it with the controller. But if you're fine doing gas or, otherwise, whatever. But yeah, something as simple as this just works really nicely. Just gotta make sure the back is out of the water there. If you have it fully submerged in the water, obviously it's not going to recalculate the collision with the water when it's already in the water. So you have to have it out of the water a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how something as simple as this just works so nicely. And obviously reducing weight is key, but then again, that's only going to affect your speed. Obviously, you can make a bigger paddle, which pushes more water, so that would always work. And again, this doesn't move terribly fast. And with a bigger paddle, you should be able to move closer to the speed on land, but it just doesn't quite have the friction. Yeah, I don't know, having an amphibious vehicle, really, really nice. Let me just go back on land there. Yep, as I said, it's a lot smoother with the pipe pieces there, as you can clearly see with yeah, makeshift wheels are actually really easy to make in Scrap Mechanic. If you're wondering where I learned to do that kind of stuff from, it's literally from my one wheel design. Obviously, it's not going to have perfect friction because the pipe pieces have decently low friction, but that doesn't matter because the concrete has enough friction. But you can tell when it slides that it's losing friction there with the pipe pieces. Wait, no, sorry. You can tell when it slides is when the pipe pieces are actually touching the ground, but I don't know. I'd say this is a lot cheaper than using thrusters, and you don't have to worry about glow bugs dying, and you can use it on land too. I wonder what's next, making this thing be able to fly too? But then again, what's the point of making it fly if you can already go on land and water? If you're going to have a flying vehicle, then you don't really need it to go on land and water, you can just have it fly everywhere. So maybe having an amphibious vehicle that can actually traverse over the water and go on land, and having a separate vehicle for flying around for scouting would be extremely useful. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, hit that like button. If you disliked it, why are you still watching? There's so many YouTubers that do this kind of stuff better. I'm going to quickly show the channels that actually came up with this idea, or from what I've seen, anyways. Again, it could be someone else, but yeah. Again, just quickly show you guys. So we have here, and I'm just going to quickly show this YouTuber and this one. Don't mind it's loading slowly. That's literally because, recording it. Yeah, so you have crawl and you have fans. Cool. That guy's already showing. Cubus shows a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know if he'll show something like this because this isn't really a glitch. This is actually using the mechanics the way it's intended.
Hello, everyone.
How to blueprint edit it in Scrap Mechanic. Okay, we already know how to do that. He showed off that one. I already seen him do that one. I don't know. VR Minecraft. He actually nice. Whatever. But yeah, Cubus is oh my gosh. Sorry, Cubus is come up with a lot of cool stuff, so that's pretty nice. And obviously, con and shit. But yeah. See you guys in the next video. Bye.